Let's take a look at trend lines now. A simple but powerful tool is the trend line, very commonly used by traders to provide some indication of future supports and resistances. In an uptrend, joining 2 to 3 successive rising low points with a line indicates that prices should stay above this line in the future also. So if we extend the trend line to the future, and when the prices fall towards the trend line, we get points of entry for our trades, points where we can go long. However, if the trend line is too steep, there is a good chance that the trend line will be breached and prices may continue to rise at a less steep rate. Generally, trend lines are sustainable at about a 45-degree angle. Anything more than that, we can expect the angle to come down to 45 degrees, and anything less than 45 degrees, we can begin to question the strength of the rally. There may not be enough momentum to sustain the rally, and a break of the trend line or even a reversal of the trend line is possible. Now, the same thing applies in a downturn. We can create the trend line by connecting 2 successive peaks and then extend that to provide indications of future short entry points. These trend lines should include all price action and not just the closing prices. So you don't connect the closing prices to create the trend line. That's a mistake some traders do. You create the trend line to include all the price action. So that would be connecting the lowest prices. The more a trend line has been tested, the greater the validity of the trend line. So if you join 2 points, the trend line is not as valid as if the trend line joins 3 or 4 points, because you know that the trend line has held for many attempts on the downside. A breaking of a trend line could signal a reversal, or it could also signal that the trend is slowing down. Now, how do we judge what constitutes the breaking of a trend line? Usually, if the prices close below the trend line, it implies that the trend line is no longer valid. And if you think the trend continues to be bullish, you could draw a less steep trend line. Now, there is also a 3% criteria that some traders use for certain instruments that says that if the price closes 3% lower than the trend line's breakpoint, the trend line has been breached. There is no exact science here. Technicals is more of an art, and you can decide what works for you. In addition to the trend line, you could draw a line parallel to the trend line, forming a channel. Now, this provides the dealer in a rally with some indication as to where to take profit. Next, we will look at price gaps and reversal days.